Hello everybody, my name is 711 and welcome back to another weather themed team. Today I have a Sandstorm team for you and I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to give you a rundown of the team so you can see my thought process, and then I'll show you a recorded battle. So I always start off, as you may have guessed, with two Pokemon to set up the sand, the first one being Hippowdon with the Sandstream here. I have the leftovers in order to keep Hippowdon fairly healthy for a while. I have an impish nature with max HP and max defense so that Hippowdon can tank lots and lots of physical hits very well while still doing some impressive attack damage. I have Earthquake, Stealth Rock, Yawn, and Roar. I really wish that Hippowdon had more move slots so I could have other moves like Slack Off or Rock Slide, but the all that I really have Hippowdon doing is yawning things to force switches so I can get Stealth Rocks, and I can roar things in order for Stealth Rock to hurt things even more. And Earthquake is Hippowdon's strongest stab, so that was my thought process. Next I have a Tyranitar with an eject button, which usually works out well so that I can set up the sand right away and then swap into something else. I usually play it to my favor. Sometimes I forget about the eject button and it can be a nuisance, but it is what it is. Sandstream, of course. I made this one adamant with max attack so that Tyranitar can hit as hard as possible. Whenever the Sandstorm is up, then rock type Pokemon like Tyranitar have 50% more special defense. So I put the last of the EVs in special defense. So he's more or less my special defensive wall. So I have Crunch, Stone Edge, Ice Punch, and Low Kick on this Tyranitar. Lots of people have Pursuit on Tyranitar. I'm not all that great predicting switches, so I just have a lot of good coverage moves. No one usually predicts Low Kick on a Tyranitar, but he does get it, and it comes out in handy. So for my third Pokemon, okay, here's some real muscle here. This is an Adamant Excadrill with a really fast Excadrill because of this ability here, Sand Rush. So speed is doubled when it's in a Sandstorm. So instead of the 88 base, now it's at 176 base. So that almost outspeeds a Deoxys speed form, which is pretty insane. I think that the Speed Deoxys has 180 speed compared to 176 when it's in Sandstorm. So Excadrill is super fast, and the Life Orb gives him more power than this 135 base attack that it already has, and it has some really good moves here. Because Excadrill is so strong already, I decided to go for Rock Slide instead of Stone Edge, and Earthquake and Iron Head are good stab, and then Poison Jab is just another good move to have. And then for Mega Metagross, who is another boss Pokemon here, I have the Jolly nature, so he's max speed, and my usual plan is to go for Power Up Punch so that all of its other moves hit really hard. So everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Next is Superior. Most people, this one's also timid. Actually, I forgot about that. This is timid, so this is as fast as possible, and special attack is decent, and I actually run an assault vest on this superior. A lot of people run life orb. A lot of people um, give it an item to boost accuracy so Leaf Storm doesn't miss. A lot of people will give it a Lumberry so that it doesn't get paralyzed or burned or toxic, which is really bad. So Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, Hidden Power Fire, and Mirror Coat are its moves. I like to run Hidden Power Rock a lot of times because Grass is weak to Fire and Bug and Flying. So Hidden Power Rock hits all of those pretty good. But this Hidden Power Fire is mostly for the for Ferrothorns and also for the occasional Caesar. So this is a pretty good set. Mirror Coat in case I'm up against a really strong special attacker, which is also nice that I have an Assault Vest, so that I can take a hit instead of dying. So Superior is a pretty good counter for, say, a Suicune. And then finally, I have a Klefki. Klefki is basically supposed to be annoying. Spikes, Thunder Wave, Foul Play, and Magnet Rise. I put Magnet Rise on Klefki so that he can avoid Earthquakes, which is a weakness. And its other weakness is Fire, so an Oka Berry is able to half that damage. So both of Klefki's weaknesses are have a counter here. So Spikes obviously is able to help with entry hazard setup. Thunder Wave is going to help the rest of my team do well against these paralyzed Pokemon. And Foul Play is there just in case I get taunted. And that's basically it. Let's hop into this battle that I have for you. Here we go. Alright, so I have two comments about this video. The first one is Tyranitar's eject button was not used very well in this match. Tyranitar took a huge blow and then was switched out right away. And then, because Tyranitar is so slow, he would eventually have to come back out and probably take a hit and faint. If I used it better, then Tyranitar could have had a little more health left over, and maybe would have been more useful later on. In this case, however, had Superior fainted to the Altaria, the Altaria was already paralyzed, so Tyranitar could just come in and use Ice Punch, and that would be the end of the battle. But that's just one thing that I noticed. The second thing I noticed is that Excadrill literally could have swept the entire team had Infernape not held a Focus Sash. If Infernape had a Choice Scarf, Excadrill would have outsped anyway, and he could have used Earthquake on Infernape, drop, could have used it on Tentacruel, drop, Electivire, drop, and then Ironhead the rest of the team. Ironhead Mega Altaria, Ironhead the Wigglytuff, Ironhead the Glaceon, and although the Sandstorm would not have lasted quite that long, Excadrill could have swept the entire team as long as I kept the Sandstorm up and kept Excadrill fairly healthy with safe switch-ins. So that's the battle that I have for you for Sandstorm, and I hope you all enjoyed, and hopefully I'll have another battle for you soon. Peace.